And that same inclusive spirit is driving our efforts to end homelessness. For far too long, the men and women who selflessly served our country have been among the homeless on our streets. Energized by a challenge from the White House, more than 500 volunteers worked to identify all of the chronically homeless veterans in Orlando last summer. We've now helped a vast majority, more than 1,000 veterans, get off the streets and into housing. Florida Hospital's unprecedented contribution has spurred other private donations from across our region. And because of that, we've helped out 70 chronically homeless individuals who were living on the streets in downtown into permanent housing just this year. We have accomplished much when it comes to being a community where no one is left behind, but there is more we must do. To become America's 21st century city, a city by and for everyone, we must also become America's new home for inclusiveness. That means seizing the momentum that we've generated in reducing homelessness and doing even more. At this very moment, there are hundreds of homeless youth or unaccompanied young adults on our streets. And many find themselves homeless and alone because they're victims of abuse or have suffered emotional trauma or bounced in and out of the foster care system. Nationally, 40% have fled their homes because of differences with their parents over their sexual orientation or from bullying at their school. To address this, our partners, Phil and Kay Rawlings, have formed a task force to specifically focus on youth homelessness. This is another example of the many faces of homelessness we see in our community that most people don't even know exist. And it shows how challenging the issue is because there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Because of this issue, we have tapped into the expertise of CSH, the nation's leader in advancing housing solutions for our most vulnerable populations. We need that type of expertise inside City Hall, someone who is solely dedicated to solving homelessness. So I'm appointing Lori Papolino Harris, who previously worked for CSH, to now serve as senior advisor to the mayor on homelessness and social service issues. Through a partnership with Ability Housing, we are revitalizing vacant and foreclosed properties on Mercy Drive to provide affordable housing and permanent supportive housing units for families and the chronically homeless. And we're working with landlords to overcome the perceived risk and cost of renting to the homeless, to encourage more housing options for the chronically homeless. Part of the city's $4 million homeless commitment includes a shared risk fund that reimburses landlords for any repairs or excess damage or legal costs that they might incur. And I'm proud to report to you today that since that program's launch last year, we have not had a single time that we have had to use that fund. And there's no doubt that homelessness has been an unprecedented challenge for far too long for our entire region. But now, thanks to the collaboration of Orange County, of Seminole County to Osceola County, we are making headway.